ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to my channel. My name is Matthew Crandall. I'm an actor based in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, who does YouTube on the side. Hopefully you guys enjoy my content. If you guys do, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to me here on YouTube, and stay notified by clicking the bell down below. So, today, as you guys can see from the title of this video, you are not having a delusion. Shitty pun. But we are doing Devil All the Time. Yes, Devil All the Time is a film of which was released on Netflix, and I highly suggest you guys go and check it out. I guess that kind of spoils the review a bit, but if you guys have not seen this video, or have heard anything from this film at all, you guys should definitely go and check it out before watching this video, because I can promise you we're going to be going to spoiler alert. So, I'll give you... that's your time. That's it. Yeah, so let's jump into The Devil All the Time with such a star-studded cast. Yes, we're going to start off first with the acting in this film. Now, the acting in this film is just phenomenal. To put it lightly, it's phenomenal. We have Tom Holland, we have Robert Pattinson, we have Bill Skarsgård, we have Sebastian Stan, just that alone, right? But we have many more names, which I will mention. But just that alone, that core cast, phenomenal. And it's very good to have such known names now coming into such a different world from the comic books. Now, for those of you that just maybe skim through it, we have several other big names in it, one of which was from Harry Potter. Now, you guys are probably thinking to yourself, who? Well, him. But he had a very small role in it, but to some extent. His name is Harry Melling, and he just took the scene every time he came in, and I always had my eye drawn on him when he was in a scene, mainly because of just a terrifying atmosphere, and that played off in everybody's acting, from even Michael Bang's Repeta, the guy that played Arvin at 9. He was amazing. Literally the entire cast. And I'm going to go through the entire cast now, because why not? So like I said, Bill Skarsgård, Tom Holland, Sebastian Stan, Robert Pattinson. We also have Haley Bennett, who plays Charlotte. We have Christian Griffith, who played Emma. Riley Cohen, I believe is how you say her name, who plays Sandy. Which, my God, terrified me when she was on screen. It was incredible, guys. Jason Clarke coming back after a couple of great films. Pet Sematary, he was in the remake. He was the father. Jason Clarke is known for this type of stuff, and him playing Carl was flooring to me. Like I said, Harry Melling as Roy stole the scene for me every time he'd go in, and you know that's always a good thing to view as an actor, is to see someone just command the stage or command the role they're in. We also had Pokey Lafarge, who played Theodore, Eliza Scanlon, who played Lenora, who floored me every time she walked in. I actually felt very intense every time I watched her, because I was like, she looks so fragile, and I don't want anyone to hurt her. And then in come Robert Pattinson's character, Preston, and my God, he yeah, he did a number. And then in came this scene, of which Tom Holland just floored me. And but we'll get to the main story right now. So just the plot itself, just the struggling of the brain coming to reality, of this is what the devil made me do, was incredible. It was very different, very over the top, a bit too over the top at times. I found, but then again, it is a psychological thriller. It is meant to be that over the top, I guess. But yeah, it it showed how different people think and how the atmosphere you're around can definitely shape your reality later on in life. And we saw that between Willard and his son from the get-go, basically, when he told him, you're going to stand up to those bullies. And I guess later on he did. Tom Holland did beat the ever-living out of everybody in that garage. And, that was all because of Willard's doing, and there was many other ways that we saw this, just in little character moments. Yeah, it's kind of bringing into the forefront how someone's parenthood or someone's bringing up can establish their identity. And it's troublesome in a way, because you think to yourself, well, could that potentially have been me? You know what I mean? And it plays on your mind. And I guess that's what it's trying to do. With psychological thrillers, usually, they're trying to get into your brain and make you think in that point of view. Yeah, it's it's very intense. It's very over the top. And it's a very different style choice, because it's an older point of view, an older film. Is shot in a certain type of lens. I forgot the aspects, but it looks very country-esque. And I really enjoy that with the cinematography. As we're gonna shift gears now to cinematography. The cinematography in this film is incredible. From just the low points of the candle in Arvin's birthday, or even going into looking at the sky towards the death of Harry Melling's character. It's incredible, just how these amazing shots can be taken. I know it is Hollywood, and I understand that, but I know from my point of view that getting a shot like that could take a while. You know what I mean? And just that incredible shot where they're in the church. Now, if you see, it's very symmetrical, because you have people on either side, and he's directly in the middle with the spiders coming down. Again, Harry Melling's character. He's in the middle, which, as for an actor's point of view, it's very good to see symmetrical work like that, because then you're focusing directly in the middle. You're focusing directly into Harry Melling's character and these spiders coming down, and you're terrified with the music and everything added in. You know what I mean? It's very, very over the top, and it's intense, but from an actor's point of view, it's something I would love to have worked on, because it allows every actor to showcase themselves. And the cinematography, the plot, all of that coincides with just how great I view this film. Now, like I said at the beginning, sometimes I found that it was very over the top. Like I said, it's meant to be. However, there are certain times where I don't think we necessarily need to see certain stuff. I'm saying this mainly because of a scene between Jason Clarke and Riley Cohen, who plays Sandy and Carl. There was a scene of which they picked up a lieutenant and they killed him. As we know in the story, they hitchhike and then coerce them to have sex and then die. They kill them. This turned into a bit more than I necessarily needed to see. I know they tried to do an over-the-top moment there, but it was already kind of established. I don't feel like they needed to show us how he got killed or just how brutal it actually is. It's already brutal enough, the film, in general. I don't feel like that needed to be seen. I get why they did it in a way, just to kind of show the severity of this, and later on when Arvin was to come in, we would know his fate. But we already kind of knew their fates as we saw the pictures and we saw stuff like that. So I don't necessarily think we needed to see that. That's just me. Let me know your guys' points of view down below. But I don't feel like that necessarily needed to be seen. Overall, though, this film was based off a book entitled the same name and was narrated by the author himself, which I found very interesting. Because you would think with a whole budget, they could find anyone, to do the narration, but they chose the author, and this relates back to just how great I find the film and theater and entertainment business is, because you could have went away from the source material, and they didn't. They didn't, and they picked the narrator to be the author, of which I found put a whole different spin on everything. Knowing that after I watched it, I was like, this is something I find very rewarding for the author. You know what I mean? Because there are certain things that everyone knows. Now, if you were to tell me The Devil All the Time was based on a book, I knew it beforehand, but I barely. You know what I mean? And I didn't know the author was going to be the narrator. However, if we look into stuff like It from Stephen King, we know that that's a very classic film. And we know that that's a very classic book. We know Stephen King, right? And he's sometimes not a part of his films. However, we don't really associate him that much with the film that's being made. And then we have a lower time author, not to say any author is better, but we have one that's lesser known coming into this role and showcasing his talent, not just as a guy with an amazing voice for narration, but the guy that literally made this thing is now telling the story of it. And I found that incredible. I found that needs to happen more often. Where these plays, these things that are based on books, if there's a narrator character and the writer has a very nice sounding voice, why not allow the one that made it, the actual storyteller, to tell the story? Why not? Why not? It also lowers your budget. Keep that in mind, because these films have incredibly big budgets, especially in Hollywood. We all know this. It's not something that's unknown. And especially when you can get someone like Bill Skarsgård or Tom Holland to then shift over to something like this, there needs to be something coming in that's a bit, But yeah, so let's get into my final thoughts, and then let's hop in to my final review. So, my final thoughts on this film. Overall, acting was outstanding from start to finish, from every actor. Even the smallest role showed amazing, um, just gifted acting, where I was floored by everything that was being shown. And I found that incredible. The cinematography allowed me to jump into this whole different world and knock 'em stiff, and allowed me to forget where I was for the length of this film. And that is truly what cinematography is for. It's meant for you to immerse yourself into the story and see what you need to see. Now, on stage, if we're looking at it from a theater point of view, on stage, they light up certain spots. However, you can look at any part. With film, they zoom it in. They zoom it into you, or the thing that needs to be seen. So in that case, cinematography is definitely necessary, and I found that in all the scenes, I was immersed into their lives. And that's truly inspiring, to say the least. And then we had such amazing done camera work in regards to cinematography, where we had the sky, we had stuff like that. And I have to say, very good job towards the entire crew on this set. Then we move on to plot. Now, plot, just the fall of Willard into Arvin seemed very smooth, seemed very good at what it did. And overall, like I said, the acting was incredible. So if you have a good arc and you have a good plot, you have good acting, usually. So the plot was good, where we had Willard trying to come to realities with the loss of his wife, and falling deep into depression, and sadly killing himself. But it then furthered Arvin's arc to come into the man he wants to be. So it's very good. And like I said, if you guys haven't watched it, watch it. But like I said before, spoiler alert, because we have been in spoiler territory for sure. But yeah, so overall, I have to say, amazing film from everyone involved. I named all the actors before, all the crew members. I could be here forever because there is a huge amount of crew members. But overall, the directing from Antonio Campos and his brother in the screenplay, Pablo Campos, you guys should be very proud. And I cannot wait to see what else comes from your amazing works. So, let's hop into the final review, the final thoughts, the final score. So, the final score for me, like I said, it seemed over the top very much at certain points, and unfortunately I need to hit marks off of that because of the fact that, yes, it's meant to be over the top, but I feel like it was a cop-out for other stuff that could potentially have added in, maybe give us more character development rather than seeing a guy get mauled to death. I do think it still furthered the story, but it didn't necessarily need to be there. And I have a funny feeling that all the gruesome moments, or some gruesome moments that were in this, could have been left out or held to interpretation at certain points. So I'm going to have to mark off just 1 point from that. It's only one scene I'm thinking in particular, but it doesn't necessarily need to be there in my opinion. Like I said, guys, my opinion. So this entire review is only my opinion. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you guys did, you don't forget to like, comment your thoughts down below, and subscribe to me, Matthew Crandall, here on YouTube. Hit the bell to be notified on all future videos. And let's hop in to my final score. So my final score for this film. Now, like I said, the acting, cinematography, plot, all tie in to almost a perfect score for me. Like I said, to have a perfect score, it needs to have floored me, and it did. So, overall, I would give it a 9 out of 10. The reason why, like I said, I'm docking a point on just the gruesomeness of it. And I was going to dock 0.5. But the problem is, to have a perfect film, I would need to enjoy it from start to finish. And there were certain points that I felt like it dragged on as well, where we're trying to get character development, but we have very beautiful scenery and whatnot, which I'm okay with cinematography. However, I want to get further into the storyline. Now, there were certain scenes where we just had Willard at a cross, or we just had these slow moments, and at certain points I would further this, where we could have him maybe talk with young Arvin, or something to that effect, where it seemed like it dragged on at certain points. And I'm sorry to say that if you guys didn't understand that or don't understand that, but in my opinion, there could have been more character development at certain points, rather than seeing amazing scenery all the time. That's just my point of view, like I said. But if you guys disagree with me, that's okay. Everyone has their opinion, and they're always welcome. So let me know down below, or on any of my social platforms, which are also down below in the description. So you guys are definitely going to want to check those out. Thank you all for joining us on this review, my first review on this channel, but there'll be many more to come. Let me know what you guys want me to review next. There are many things on Netflix. There are many things on Disney+. Unfortunately, I can't show any of the footage here because of copyright and stuff like that, but I can show pictures and stuff like that from that, whatever it may be. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you guys did, like I said, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to yours truly, Matthew Crandall, here on YouTube. And like I said, if you guys want to let me know any suggestions, you can either do so down below or on any of my social platforms, which are in the description. If you guys have enjoyed Devil all the time, again, let me know your thoughts. And we will see you all on my next review, of which will be... I guess we'll see. Alright guys, so this has been Matthew Crandall, and I'll see you all on the next.